Hey everybody, it's Brandon, Southern Style Off-Road. So you got your Tacoma roof rack in. You're very excited to put it on. Watch this video. We'll show you how to put it on your second or third gen Tacoma. All right, so first we'll go over the parts that you should have got in your box. This is the edge trim that goes on the wind fairing, the curved edge, of course, that goes against the truck. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. You got all your hardware, your smaller /20s that go to the crossbars, the larger ones that go to the brackets and the side rails, your provided spacers, mounting bolts. Your front mounts are the smaller ones, rear mounts are the larger ones, some more /20s for the wind fairing brackets, PPF for the top of the roof, and also some sealant for the spacers so you get it all nice and watertight. Also include some T-nuts to slide into these to mount whatever you want up there. Of course, we got your side rails, driver, passenger side depicted by the SSO logo. We have your cross rails, and any extras you might have ordered should come in the box too. Lighting, optional lighting if you got that. And let's get started. Let's get up to the top of your Tacoma, take a look at what you got. You might have OEM roof rails. Those are pretty basic to take off, just a couple nuts and bolts and screws and what have you. A lot of people have the weather stripping right here, so I'll show you how to take that off. Get you a plastic tool or a screwdriver with a bunch of tape on it. Basically, just kind of pry that front end up, and there is some sticky tape they put on it. You can just kind of rip it out just like that. Yeah. So next thing you want to do after you get those weather strippings off is first you need to put on that Clear Brawl paint protector we provide. This customer had already gotten it done by a detail shop, but you want to put that on first so you can let it dry and everything. You want to put some glass cleaner on it that will smooth it all out, get it nice and no bubbles or anything. Let it dry before you even try to put the wind fairing on or anything like that. Next, we're gonna find the front mounting holes. It should be covered up by some tape. Looks like it's painted over. I don't know what they did, but pretty easy to find. Peel it up. Kind of a pain in the butt, but slowly get there. There we go. And it should expose the OEM mounting holes that you need to mount your mounts. Once you got your tape off, go ahead and do that for all four corners, front and rear. There is one right here in the middle that we will not use. I know might be some other manufacturers that use that hole. Just leave the tape on, don't mess with it, keep it sealed up nice and tight so don't mess with that. So we'll get all four corners, get them nice and cleaned up, and then we'll move on to the mounts. All right, we're gonna talk about these Delrin spacers that we provide. Take your butyl tape that we also provide, put it over the top of the holes right here, and you're just gonna simply put it over to where it's even on both sides, or basically all the way, and then cut it just like that. Peel this off, and now you got your sealant that'll keep the water out. And basically what you're gonna do, take your bolt, just poke the holes through. Get all that junk off, but you got the idea. All right, take your spacer with your butyl tape on it. I'm gonna put the mount on top of it, run the bolts through it like so, and you're gonna put it on just like this, and go ahead and thread your bolts down to where they're in the holes. There we go. And then you're gonna take your, I think it's a 10mm. Go ahead and suck the bolts down, but don't tighten the mounts because you want them to slide back and forth for centering purposes. Front and back and side to side. So go ahead and grab your side rails, grab the bigger Allen head bolts. Really all you need is 2 for now, but so we're gonna make sure, of course, you got the driver's side or whatever side you're gonna put on first, depicted by the logo. So we're gonna put it up here like this and just thread in one of these bolts each into the mounts. You can get it, there we go. So run it all the way as far as you can in the rear, and then we'll do one in the front as well. Okay, once you got your side rails installed, of course your mounts are still going to be loose because we do still have to adjust it side to side. What we're going to do now is put actually about 2 of the cross rails on, and then we'll get it adjusted side to side. That way it's rigid on both sides. So take your small 1/4-20s. You're gonna need 3 of them per side, per cross rail. Put the cross rail up next to the side rail. Just thread in the 1/4-20s like so. And another reason why we keep it loose, because these cross rails, you know, you don't know the actual width of them or anything. So we're take your other side and just do the exact same thing as you did on the first side. Thread your 1/4-20s into the ends of them, and then just get them nice and snug with an Allen key, and that'll actually set the gap for the front side of it for your wind flaring too. Right now that you got your a front crossbar in and a rear crossbar in, you'll notice the whole rack will move as one piece. So now we can get it centered. We're going to take measurements on this front side, where it ends up on the weather stripping. So I'm going to measure, you can measure kind of anywhere, but let's measure from this outside edge to the actual roof rack. It looks like it's 1/2 inch on this side. Compare measurements, of course, on both sides. Get it nice and centered. And then you'll take your 10mm wrench, ratchet, whatever, get it tightened down whenever you like it, and that way the front will be centered. Then we'll move on to the rear. Now we're gonna center.
Go.
Okay, now we're gonna center the rear portion. Take your tape measure. Go ahead and put it on the edge of the drip molding right here. And I'm getting 1.5 inches on both sides from the drip molding to the edge of the roof rack on the roof rail. So that looks good. It was even on both sides. We'll go ahead and snug it down right there. Okay, once, excuse me. Once you got everything buttoned down on the roof rack itself, next will be the wind fairing. Take your edge trim. As you can see, I've already done most of it, but put it on the edge and make sure the padded part is on the back side of it. So the part that is slanted down, that's what side the padded edge will go. And you can either put this on before or after the edge trim. Putting this on before the edge trim will kind of give you a spot to go off of. But we'll get it all on there. You just take those 3 1/4-20 button head bolts, put it on, keep it loose, and that way it leaves room for adjustment when you mount it. All right, once you got everything nice and secure, got your edge trim on your wind fairing, got the brackets on there, slip it over the edge, just like that. Let it rest on the top of the roof. Line up the sides with the rivet holes. Take your 1/4-20s, you just need 2 per side. Go ahead and thread them in loosely on the first side at least. So once you got the fairing loosely installed, go ahead and tighten down these fairing bracket nut bolts. Get them tight, and then what you're gonna do, you'll see the edge right here. You want to push down, get it nice and even with the front, and then you'll tighten up the side bolts on the wind fairing bracket to the roof rail. That way it'll stay and be nice and even. Okay, with the second cross rail from the front, Some Tacomas, of course, do have sunroofs. To use that tilt feature, you'll need to move this one back one slot. So basically this front end will be about right here. Or you can put a 2-inch right here. It's up to you. In order to use that tilt feature, this front end of this crossbar will be in the way. Or you can just do away with it and remove it if you want. It's up to you. So these shark fins come from the dealer in different spots. The dealerships put them on. So you don't know if they're gonna be either more forward, more back. This one happens to sit about just perfect. We can mount a 3-inch back here, a 3-inch right here. So if this is mounted further back, of course, that's why we include the option for a 2-inch. You can mount the 2-inch on the bottom, the top. You can mount a 2-inch up here, forward, backwards. It's up to you. You can kind of configure it how you like. Of course, not being in the way of the shark fin antenna wherever the dealer decides to put it. With these light mounts, what we decided to do was give you actually lots of options on mounting for different kinds of lights. Most lights we've tried work and will fit in here. So this is a light force light. It's a little 2x1 light. Obviously, as you can see, it does fit. And Baja Designs fits these corner holes, these corner slots, sorry, rigid. These Sylvania flush mount pods work also. So I mean, you do have plenty of options for lighting. You know, you can buy your roof rack with these Sylvanias we offer on our website, or you know, you can go with a different light. You know, get your roof rack measure here. You can get measurements from their manufacturer's websites or anything like that. And of course, if you have any trouble, just give us a holler. Maybe we can help you out. But most lights, like I said, will fit in this slot.